Bum ba dum ba dum bum ba da ba dum bum ba da bum da dum ba da dee dum bum ba da ba da dee da 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 dee dum ba dum ba dee dum ba da boom. Ha ha ha! Hello, travelers of the internet! Welcome back to Guardian Studios. Or if you're new to the channel, then hey there, and welcome to ya. My name is JGardo1, and I am your host, guide, and humble bard into the worlds virtual and fantastical. And I am very pleased to be able to welcome you all back to the channel, or in the case of newcomers, welcome you fresh to the Guardian Studios experience. We are back, my friends, back on the world of Gyros, where we have a lot of work to do, and I want to try to get as much of it done today in this session as I can. There is something very special going to be happening soon, my friends. We are going to be building an XP farm, a very particular and special XP farm that, if we can build it, will provide us with a great deal of help. It'll be a big help to us, and ensure that we are good to go on a certain matter for ages to come. Namely, XP and mending our tools. If we can get it to work. There is a new farm design out that actually looks really simple to build and really useful if we can make it work. It's just going to be a matter of getting the resources we need to make it work. Thankfully, we have some of what we will need from the look of things, but we need to make sure we have all of the things we need. There's one thing, however, that I don't think we have that we are definitely going to need, and unfortunately that is netherwort. You see, the farm is, as you've probably guessed, based on that potion that I keep mentioning. A potion of infestation, if I'm not much mistaken on the name. At the very least, I am definitely not mistaken on its nature. It infests. It basically causes an infestation of silverfish as enemies take damage. As entities take damage who have been affected by the potion, they start spawning in silverfish. And we need to get the ingredients to make that potion. We already have, technically, most of the ingredients, but there's at least one that we need to get that we don't already have. Hey there, Ellison. Good to see ya. Glad you can make it to the stream. Now, before we go to get the netherwort and look for the other ingredients that we may or may not have for the potion and the farm, I want to get my wolves and my cats over to my house so that these little guys don't have to be stuck at the station anymore. Hey, that's awesome, Leo! Congratulations on getting through high school. Now watch out for college. I'm kidding. That is entirely up to you. But that's cool that you're done with the high school now. Good for you, my friend. Good for you. Alright, wolves and cats are in. We've got a jelly and a midna. I like to call this one midna because the eyes make me think of the character from, they make me think of the character from The Legend of Zelda. One of my favorite characters, actually. Am I okay from last stream? What do you mean, Ellison? Did something happen last stream that I forgot about? What happened last stream that would be concerning? I'm drawing a blank. I know that I'm definitely feeling good right now. I'm feeling good right now. Funny enough, I actually just got through watching a little bit of Grian content, and You know, watching that guy's content just perks you right up. So hey, if my content's not available and you guys ever need something to help give you a little bit of a smile, go take a look at some of Grian's vids. The guy is a walking smile creator. He's a walking smile generator. Every other thing he does is just so ridiculous and funny that I can't help but end up laughing at him. In the good sense. Unfortunately, to get the nether warts we need, we've got to go back to Winter Harbor. So we're going to have to endure the minecart ride to get there. And that's going to take a few minutes. But, good time to chat. Good time to chat, to sing, to relax, to have a good time. I've been thinking. I really, really love this world. I am genuinely thinking that when I go to do Java stuff again, modded or otherwise, I want to reuse this seed for the first such world. In point of fact, I'm thinking very strongly of grabbing this seed and throwing into Java Edition with mods and see what we can do with some of my favorite ones to improve on the ideas that have been done here. But we'll see. We'll see if I end up doing that. Oh! What happened, Ellison? Is this something that you mentioned to us yesterday, or is it something that happened after my stream and all that was over with? What happened? You guys almost get into a wreck or something? You've sparked my curiosity. You can't say something like that and not expect me to end up curious. Which I almost think was kind of the intent. Not that I'm complaining. Oh, jeez, yeah. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. That right there makes sense. Oh, man. Yeah, having been awake yesterday, in my area, it was pretty hot, too, so... Hey, I know how that feels. I've been in areas where it's really, really hot around this time of year. Heck, I lived in an area where it got up into where it got into the hundreds on a regular basis. Like, half the year. For like half the year, you could count on 100 degree weather. The only saving grace is that there was no humidity. There was no significant humidity where I lived. So you could go into the shade and cool off. Or you could take a drink of water and you would cool off. Where it's humid, where I dwell and where I work now, unfortunately is somewhat humid at times. That humidity will chase you down and make you suffer. It'll chase you and make you suffer. I'm not a fan of humidity. But I like where I live. That's all I'll say on that point. It's worth the humidity, I think. But I'm sorry to hear you guys had to endure all that. I am really sorry you had to endure the heat. Did you guys have any water? You guys have water or anything? Even if it's not, like, constant, high-degree heat weather, it's always a good idea to make sure you've got some kind of water with you at all times. That's why anytime I go out, and I know I'm going to be out for a while, I always either bring or make sure to grab, while I'm out, some kind of fluid. Some kind of drink. Oh, man. Yeah, my main recommendation is if you are going to be anywhere away from home, make sure you've got lots of water, and if you can, bring a bottle that you can refill. So that if you find like a water fountain, a drinking water fountain of any kind, any means to refill that water bottle and make sure you've got more water to stay hydrated, I recommend doing so because it is hot around this time of year. Spring and summer is hot seasons. Spring and summer are the hot seasons, and it is going to be hot, whether you like it or not. And you never know when it's going to be too hot. And if it's hot, you're inevitably going to start getting dehydrated. Have water. I say it every time that it's hot. Anytime that I believe it's going to be hot, I always recommend everybody stay hydrated and stay safe. Also, thank you for calling me awesome. I don't see it myself, but if you think I'm awesome, then I thank you for that. Oh, man. Yeah. Oh. That may not have been a good choice if it's gonna be hot. I'm not saying anything negative or anything, but I recommend to you and your brother wear stuff that's lighter at this point. Because we are in late spring, we are headed towards summer. We're like halfway through, we're a little over halfway through spring, I think, and so it's going to start getting warmer. This is about the time when you want to be wearing short sleeves, short pants if you can, and be doing everything you can to keep cool and stay hydrated, because it is hot out there, out in the world, beyond our abodes, and it is only going to get hotter. But that's what I have to say on that point. I am glad to hear that you guys are okay. It sounds like you guys are okay in spite of that situation, that debacle that you had to go through. So that's good. I'm glad that you guys are okay, as it does sound like you're okay. And I'm glad you're here to join us for the stream. I'm glad you can be here to watch. To chat, to hang out, and have some fun. Or at least, I hope it'll be fun. I know one thing that will not be fun is if I have to go get Netherwart from the source dimension. Because that's what we're headed to Winter Harbor to get. We are headed to Winter Harbor to get... Actually, there are two things we need to get from there, for sure. We need to get blaze rods for blaze powder, because we need that for brewing potions. And we need Netherwart in order to make the awkward potions that will become our actual potions. Once we got those things, we can go back to Oasis, set up some brewing, get some brewing going, and then hopefully with a couple of potions of infestation, we can get ourselves set up with what we need for the farm that we're going to be building. Okay, so Ellison, I will go over what we're doing in full. I mean, I gotta kill some time on this train ride anyway. So here is what we are currently doing. I want to build a very efficient XP farm that I have been seeing a lot of different versions of lately. A new version has just been released in the last couple of days by a fellow YouTuber and fellow Minecrafter, username Oink Oink. Oink Oink has made a XP farm that uses a potion of infestation. The potion of infestation is a potion that makes it so that when you're affected by it, if you are attacked, if you take damage of any kind, it will spawn silverfish. Like 2 to 3 silverfish. Now, silverfish, they don't drop any items. So there's no need to worry about items clogging up a storage system. The only thing you have to worry about is containing silverfish and eliminating them before they can infest stone. Any kind of stone block that is not smooth stone, sandstone, granite, diorite, they can infest and make it so that you can't attack them until you break the block, and then they're a problem. But the XP farm uses armadillos, which means I do have to get a couple of armadillos, which, not too big a deal. There is a savannah not too far from where from Oasis, where I can get some armadillos. But we need to get... the farm uses armadillos, puts them on top of a cactus. They roll up into a ball, shell up, and protect themselves from the cactus. But they're going to be taking damage while hit with a potion of infestation. That potion will make them constantly spawn silverfish as they take damage from the cactus. And because they're constantly taking damage, they are constantly spawning silverfish. Now, the armadillos, once they roll up, don't take damage, from what I understand. At the very least, they don't take enough damage for it to matter. They don't end up dying. They are safe, ultimately, and they are secure. And because of how many silverfish they're spawning, you can sit there and spam attack the silverfish, eliminating the silverfish, and releasing nothing but XP. There's no items to have to manage, no storage system to get clogged up. It's just the silverfish. And there is a very easy way to automate this farm. To make it so that this XP farm becomes fully automatic, ensuring that you can repair any tool or armor that you want. Now, personally, I wish it was possible to get XP farming done without having to hurt a passive mob like an armadillo, but any such farm requires a mob spawner, and those are slow as molasses. I would know. I have one. I have to sit there for like 20 minutes before there's enough mobs piled up to be able to take them out. And even then, I have to keep swapping from sword to other tool, sword to other tool to repair my pickaxe or any other weapons. Oh no! Oh no! Oh, that's no good. You may need to call an exterminator. Whew. A mouse in the house. That's not good. A mouse in the house ain't good. Rodents. They can cause a lot of damage. They can cause a lot of damage. Is it weird that suddenly I'm questioning why Mojang has never put mice or rats in Minecraft? That would not surprise me. That would not surprise me. I can't tell you how many critters like to come like to hide out underneath buildings. If there is any kind of dark, secluded space, 9 times out of 10, a critter will favor hanging out there. If they can. And the problem is that if they can, they will. And if they do, more often than not, you will end up having an infestation of them before long. So I would try to find an exterminator that can clean them out and get them out of the house as quickly as possible, because otherwise your family's going to be dealing with some serious critter problems. I'm almost certain. It's like if you're dealing with an infestation of ants or anything else. If you don't deal with it fast, it's going to become a bigger problem later. It's also kind of like game code, game development, in a sense. When you find a bug, you gotta iron it out quick. Otherwise, if down the road you find the bug again and realize, oh crud, I didn't fix that already. I thought I had, but I didn't. Now you gotta go back and search through way more code to find where the bug is and fix it. That's part of why they have so many levels of alpha testing, beta testing, and so on and so forth, and why game developers and code writers have to have someone beta test their creation. They've got to beta test the program, beta test the code, constantly, over and over, because if they don't, there's going to be a bug that gets through and causes potential problems. Although in the case of games, sometimes those bugs actually turn out to be nice, fun glitches. And it's annoying as all get out when somebody decides to send out a patch that patches out that glitch specifically. Or else they patch out that glitch among a whole bunch of other glitches that actually need to go. I'm looking at you, Mojang, with the furnace glitch. That wasn't a glitch, that was XP farming at its finest. Give me back the furnace glitch! Give it back to me! I miss that bug. I miss when furnaces were the peak XP farm. It was so simple. Set up a passive kelp farm. Let it keep constantly working. Boom, bada boom, boom, boom. You're good. You've got unlimited XP forever. And you never have to worry about running out. You never have to worry about any of it. You've got XP forever. And you don't even have to worry about a spawner. The only thing you have to worry about is the storage system, and in that case, you want the storage to get overloaded. Because once the storage overflows back into the thing that... What are you doing out here? What is this little guy doing out here? I don't want you out here! You're supposed to be tied off with the others! With the other egg collectors! How in the world did you do this? I don't understand. How did you do this? Why did you do this? Stay! You naughty little dudes. Stay here, where you belong. Don't make me have to put in some kind of, like, glass shields or whatever. I don't want to have to do that. Sometimes it is frustrating dealing with mobs. I might... No, I'm not going to do that. Oh, thank you, little guy. So now that little guy knows what he's supposed to do. He hands me the scutes. this is something that I hadn't really realized was rarely thought of. Having allays passively collecting items for you from within a farm. I mean, that was something that Mojang even built in with the allays. You could make an XP farm with Endermen. I tried that. I tried that on multiple occasions, in multiple formats. The problem with that, there's 3 problems with that for me. Number one, the most efficient form of Enderman farming requires an Endermite, and there is no predictability on getting an Endermite and being able to put it somewhere and keep it safe from the Enderman. Number 2, spawn rates are way slower, whether you're using an Endermite or not. Spawn rates are way slower for Endermen on Bedrock than they are for Java. All the Java Enderman farms work super freaking efficiently, partly because Endermen spawn so much more on Java Edition than on Bedrock. Third, and this is the most pressing problem, the only place where you can really efficiently farm Endermen at all on either version is the end. And I'm trying to avoid going to the end yet. Because once I go to the end, I know me, I will go to get shulker boxes. I will inevitably get an elytra as well, because I'm me, and I have to loot, and I have to get the goodies, and I have to get the big thing of the end, which is shulker boxes and elytra. And once I have an elytra, I will abuse the heck out of it, and then I will become able to fly from point A to point B, and I will get bored. Yeah, there's a lot of videos on doing Enderman farms for XP and Ender Pearls, and they're all good for that, I won't deny. And it's definitely a good idea to have an Enderman farm at some point so you can farm for XP. And for Ender Pearls, mainly for Ender Pearls. But it's just not something really viable for me at the moment. Okay, cool. I've got plenty of nether wart. That's good. I'll end up having to go find the nether fortress again at some point, but this blaze powder should do me good. And I'll take these bottles with me too, because why not? I could use them. I'll take a cocoa bean as well. I should probably farm everything I can, so cocoa beans, farming them, not a bad idea. Thank you, Ellison. Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate the compliment. Alright, so that gets... Wait a minute. Wait a minute. One more thing I need. There is one more thing I need. I need a brewing stand. It just occurred to me. I'm gonna need to make sure that I have a brewing stand to take back with me. Because I don't think I have one in Oasis. The problem is, I don't think there's one here, necessarily, either. That's not good. I'm gonna take this bell. I could use a bell. It'd be nice to put a bell on my house and be able to ring it every now and then. Bong, 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 bong. You know what I mean? Can't get that. Where? I'm sure that somewhere around here is a brewing stand that I can take with me. Because taking netherwort with me, and blaze powder, and bottles, not going to do me any good if I don't actually have a a brewing stand to use it all in. Honestly, I wish that the brewing stand would take other forms of fuel besides blaze powder in order to make potions. I don't understand why it only ever takes blaze powder. Like, why can't it take something like charcoal or coal or magma? Or a bucket of freaking lava? Oh, 1,045 days played. That's how many in-game days have gone by. To explain, a Minecraft day, the full 24-hour in-game Minecraft cycle, is 20 minutes for us. So it's more like 12, about 12 minutes of, I think about 12 minutes of daytime. But so that that days played counter is telling you how many in-game days have already passed. So technically we are on in-game day 1046. Because when you first start up a world, if you've got days played turned on, then it'll say 0 at the start of the world. Because that's telling you this world has been active for this many in-game days. Alright. We got a brewing stand, we got the ingredients we needed. I can make stone out of cobblestone, so we've got everything we need. It is time to head back. Because I've got wood for trapdoors. Got wood for trapdoors. I've got the ingredients for the potions. All I need is a couple of armadillos, which I can get those in the savannah. And I know there's one not too far away from Oasis. Well, that's part of why I'm trying to not go to the end. Because I keep coming up with small projects to take on, new projects to undergo, new tasks that I need to do. And as I do this, I don't take on projects that are too big without an immediate purpose. Like this rail line. This was a long project, like 15, 20 sessions I had to put in time building up this whole bridge across the world. It doesn't even look that good, but it wasn't meant to look good. It was meant to be effective. And the end result, is being able to travel from where we just were, Winter Harbor, my second base that I ever built on this world, to the third base that I've ever built, Oasis, out in the desert. Because I'm trying to avoid traveling through the Nether too much, because that just drives me crazy. The Nether is dangerous as all get out, and frustrating. And I'm trying to avoid going to the end and ending up having an elytra, because once I get an elytra, I generally stop feeling as invested. It's not as much of an adventure anymore, because I can just fly to wherever I want to go. And I don't like feeling like that. I like to feel like there's still an adventure. Even just going from one place that I know of to another place that I know of. I mean, yeah, this is a long rail line. This rail line is 8,000 blocks. from point A to point B. It is around about 8,000 blocks. It's quite a long way to come. It's a long distance to travel. But the distance that must be traveled isn't the biggest deal. The big deal is the journey. And if the journey is always short, then where's going to be the enjoyment in it? That's part of why I've not gone to the end, because I know if I get an elytra, I will fly from one point on the map to another, or else fly off into the distance, and I will enjoy almost none of it. I will start to lose interest. I don't want that. That's why I don't do elytra anymore, if I can avoid it. If I'm playing modded Minecraft, I will admit, I like the idea of having something that can cushion my fall, allow me to glide, if I can. I've found mods that add gliders to the game that can slow your fall. And I like those. I like that. But if they make it so that I can actually fly, I have come to the conclusion that I need to avoid them. Horse travel is preferable to me over elytra. Because once I have elytra, that's it. I've gotten the trophy of the game. The final trophy of the game is the dragon egg and an elytra. Once you get those, what's the point? That's what starts to hit my head. I start to feel like there's no point building all these big structures, because I got the one place. What am I going to do with any of the rest? It's a lot simpler and yet a lot more complex than I can really express. But the big thing for me is, what's made this world last for me is that I make an effort to only work on small projects at a time, with the exception of things like transportation, aka this rail line. This rail line was a big project. Took a lot of streams to get it done. Probably would have taken fewer if I hadn't had to keep closing off at like a couple of hours, but I gotta preserve my machine. I gotta preserve my PlayStation. But yeah, I make small projects that I have to work on. I pick small tasks to focus on. And then I can, as they are being done, they build up to something bigger, grander, my base. That was the problem that I was having. It's part of the problem I was having with the world I did before this one. I realized after I started this world and started feeling so good about this world, I realized part of the problem I had with my previous world, Lindus, is that, yeah, I had been doing small projects, but then I got set on a really, really big project, and I was refusing to stop and do any other projects. With this project, yeah, I was still really, really focusing in on it, but it was a multi-pronged project. Build the cobblestone road, get the rails, farm the rails, or farm the materials for the rails, craft the rails, mine for gold for the powered rails, place it all in, and then finish the cobblestone road. And now, technically, the rail line is complete. But it isn't, actually. There's still 2 more phases to this project. Number 1, put in a second line. Well, actually there's 3 phases, but 2 of them go hand in hand. The next phase is put in the second line, which would probably be more powered rails than regular rails, so that I can transport items more efficiently by sending chest carts along the road. The phase after that is the 2-prong one. Well, thank you, Ellison. Thank you. To answer your question, Music Plays, this world is a few months old. It's a few months old. I've been on this world since, actually, let me take a glance at the intel on that. Let me go to here, and let's find the first episode of this world. Wow. Yeah, I've been on this world for... Whoa. I did not realize that I've been on this world for that long. 5 months. This world is 5 months old, Music. 5 months. Now, granted, there have been some breaks between some of the streams here and there, but never very long ones. Like a day or two, occasionally a few days more than that, but it's always for a good reason. I can assure you it's always for a good reason, because of something going on in real life. But I have been trying very hard to stay dedicated to this world and to expanding it, building it up, making the bases be homely and yet have a little bit of grandeur to them in a way. Like, if you look at Winter Harbor, you've got my house, the cabin. It's simple in design, but I try to add in what detail I can, with what limited skill I have as a builder. I ain't a pro builder. Look at my greenhouse. I tried to give it a cool, fancy, semicircle, cylinder shape kind of thing going on. I really like that. Nice try, skeleton. I heard you shooting at me. Buzz off, bozo. Buzz off, you bonehead. The stables, I am not overly fond of, but I feel like I did okay. The iron farm in that region, I'm kind of proud of. Not my original design, but it's an efficient iron farm, consistent iron farm more than anything, and the structure built up at its base is simple, but it fulfills its purpose. And then if you look at the trading hall, it's just a massive fort of spruce logs. It's nothing fancy, and yet I'm kind of proud of it. I wonder if I looked at him, would he follow me? Yeah, he's... Oh, hi! He can hit me! He hit me! I did not realize he would be able to hit me. Okay, that was a mistake. He is gaining. Oh! He almost got to me. He almost got me there. Come on. Oh, he lost interest. That's good, because I could have obliterated you, doofus. Well, Music, if you want to stick around and hang out in the chat, toss around information about gaming, toss around thoughts and ideas about builds I could do on here, you are more than welcome to do so. I'd invite you to join us if it was a multiplayer world. Unfortunately, it is a single-player world, and there is nothing I can do about that right now. But who knows? One day we might have a multiplayer world that more people can join. If not, we might one day, like, join a server or something that more people can play on. I just don't see that happening on this machine anytime soon. Doing anything multiplayer on PlayStation is, not cheap. Not cheap. Yeah, I see you, zombies. Buzz off. No, I do not, music. I had it for a while, but, can't afford it right now. Can't afford it right now. Budget's really tight right now. Thing is, even just to get the essential, it's like 80 bucks. Yeah, it's pricey. I mean, I understand why it's so pricey. Even with just the essential, you get multiplayer, you get games that are able to be tied to your account for keeps on your Plus subscription. There's like 2 or 3 games every month that you can tie to your Plus subscription. That, as long as you keep Plus, you have the right to download them and play them. Hello, Thomas Medoy. Welcome, 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 Thomas. Hope you have a good time here. If you're new, if you're returning, then hey, yo, and welcome back. Don't quite recognize the name, but it's good to have you here. What was I saying? I was talking some more. What was I saying? I have now completely lost track of whatever it was I was saying. That is concerning. That is very concerning. Oh, right, Plus. So yeah, I understand why Plus is expensive to a degree, but there's a point about it that has always bothered me. Let me take you guys back a few years, like maybe 10 years. Not even that, actually. Not quite 10 years ago. I first got introduced to... I would have sworn that early on, there were more games that you could play that didn't need Plus. You could play multiplayer, and it didn't need Plus for you to do it. I could be misremembering, but I feel like there was a time where you could do it without having to pay to be able to do it. Do I know that for a fact anymore? No. It could be that I'm misremembering that part. But it has never made sense to me having to pay to be able to play multiplayer of certain games. Or of any game, for that matter. But, who am I to say? Who am I to say how they should do things or how they shouldn't do things? I can only say how I wish they would do things, or how I wish they wouldn't do things. I will say, I love Minecraft, and my love of Minecraft is being rewarded with really, really, really awesome updates in the coming days. I mean, let's take a look. Let's take a glance through our memories of what has recently been announced for Minecraft. The Happy Guest. New lead behaviors, allowing you to tie entities to other entities. Boats to happy guests, among other things. Let us also take a glance at the other new things that are being provided. Player compass on the XP bar. Craftable saddles are finally going to be a thing. It feels like it is a good time to be a Minecrafter, because things that have been asked for ages are finally being given to us. Things that we may not have even realized we wanted are being given to us. It is a good time to be a Minecrafter. Alright, let's put those there. I want to brew up some potions. I also want to hang my bell. Where should I put the bell? I'm kind of thinking right there. I like that. I really like that. I like having the bell. Thank you, Ellison. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Alright, let's pop that in, pop that in, pop that in, and pop in another wart. Do we have any gunpowder? It just occurred to me, we're gonna need gunpowder for this. And there's something else we're gonna need that I didn't think about. Tridents. It's gonna put a damper on things. Oh, we got a little bit of gunpowder. Good. Good. Alright, do I have some stone already cooked up? Yes, I do. Good. Good. This is getting better and better. Alright, we got awkward potion. Let's toss in some stone. Now, I'm pretty sure that once this potion is made, it's gunpowder we toss in to make it become a splash potion. But I can't remember for sure. It's been forever since I've done anything with brewing. Gunpowder. Potion of infestation. See, this is what I was talking about before. This is how the farm is going to work. With potions of infestation. Yep, splash potions of infestation. I wonder, can I can't lengthen these at all, can I? Now that they've reached this stage. This is the one part that I did remember. Redstone dust makes potions last longer. But I can't... Nope, can't add that in. Probably would have had to do that before adding the gunpowder. Oh well. That's if it would have let me do that. But we do have now our first batch of splash potions of infestation. So we know that that part works. We know that part works. Now, I need tridents. 3 is what Oink Oink recommended in the farm video. So let's go see if we can find them. Let's go see if we can find some drowned. Preferably ones with tridents, and get some pokey forks, basically. Get some pokey forks. That is... Oh, hey! Look! There's a guy that's got one! Oh my gosh! He actually dropped it! Oh my gosh! He actually did! He actually dropped us a trident! I mean, it's almost broken, but still... We've got our first trident! We got the first trident of the bunch we need! Thing is, we're gonna need to get mending on these things, too. Because I don't want to risk them breaking. So, we may end up having to travel back to Winter Harbor again to pick up some mending books. I really hope not. I really wish we didn't have to do that. I may have to turn one of the villagers that we currently have hidden away into a librarian and cycle him until he gives us mending. Because I am sorry, not actually sorry, but you know, I don't want to have to travel back to Winter Harbor all the time just for mending. Because I know I'm going to end up putting it on other stuff, too. I'm inevitably going to end up making some more tools and putting mending on them at some point. It's just a matter of time. I can never remember for sure if this is supposed to be called the Badlands or the Mesa. I usually call it the Badlands. But it could be called the Hey! Look at that! We found one of them wandering... We found one of the lost allays that we spawned in before. Nice! I've been wondering what happened to some of those guys. I tried to duplicate a bunch of allays, and unfortunately, a couple of them ended up drifting off. Ooh, wait a second. Wait a second. Hello. Wait. Oh, that's right. I'm using my silk pick right now. I forgot. I swapped to my silk pick because my fortune pick was starting to break. That's why it's... Okay, yep. For a moment, I had thought that this was my fortune pick. And that I had repaired it somehow and forgotten about it. Well, now I just feel silly. Where's the allay? Where's the allay I just gave that torch to? He didn't try to follow me underwater and drown, did he? Because they're not supposed to do that, but I wouldn't have put it past him to make the attempt. Or he may have drifted into the nether portal. Oh, I hope that didn't happen either. That would be so sad. Actually, at some point I'm gonna have to go through that portal anyway. I've got to make sure that portal leads to where it's supposed to and comes back to where it's supposed to. Okay, night's coming. I need to go hit the sack. Go to bed. Just want to take a look along the river and see if maybe there is another trident wielding drowned. Nope, not at the moment. That stinks. That really stinks. Oh well. If I go out to sea, there'll be a much better chance of finding a drown that has a trident. Because the only things that can spawn in the sea are fish and drowned. And anything that spawns under the sea. Not as in under the sea, as in the water, though. Oh, I say those words and instantly I want to sing. Instantly, I'm wanting to sing. But I can't. I cannot sing that most beloved song. I'm sad. I'm sad now. Why must the restrictions be in place that keep me from singing the most beloved songs of my youth? Just why must I be kept from singing what I want to sing? Ooh! I'll need that. Nautilus shell. Always good to have those. Always a pleasure to get those. Hello, doofus. Say goodnight, dummy. Thank you, Ellison. Thank you. I just wish I could sing that song. I get the song in my head, and I just wish I could sing it so bad, because it's one of my all-time favorites. Which is kind of funny, because once upon a time, I would not have bothered watching the entirety of the movie that it came from. Much less would I have enjoyed the other, like, really famous songs from that movie. But nowadays, I love just about every song from that movie. Well, most every song from that movie. And I'm talking the original cartoon release, not the live remakes. I don't watch. I've only ever bothered with watching 2 of the live remakes that have been made. Anything else that has been made by them recently, I have not had any interest in seeing. I'll be entirely blunt and honest. Look at that. 3 Nautilus shells. Can we soon get 3 tridents, please? I have 1, but I need 3 to make this thing work. Which, again, I'm gonna end up having to get mending, because I don't know if, once thrown, tridents take damage. Take durability damage from hitting stuff. And that's part of how the XP farm we're gonna make works. It has to... If you want to make it the fully automated version, you have to have several tridents, put them in the machine, and have them be passively, automatically doing damage to the silverfish. Ooh! Trident drowned! Oh, ow. Aww. You had me hoping there for a moment, buddy. You did. You had me hoping for a moment. Ooh! Underwater ruin nether portal. Ooh, okay. A lot of things in here. Well, what do you know? We're getting a lot of good stuff out of this little move around. Four of those delightful Nautilus shells. A trident. Oh, and a sea pickle. I'm going to need to get some, ooh, that's a pufferfish. Give that guy some room. I'm gonna need to get some coral blocks at some point, so I can farm that, too. Ooh, look at that! Some more drowned dummies. Hello, drowned dummies. Ready to go pop. Ooh, another guy with a Nautilus shell. Dang, if only the tridents were as plentiful as the Nautilus shells. Oh, man. There's a lot of freaking Nautilus shells going around lately. I'm not complaining, though. I'm actually happy about that. Hello, Mr. Drowned. I hope you were ready to rejoin the dead. Ow. If you were not, then that is too bad. Rest in pieces, doofus. Another one! What is that, 6 now? 6 Nautilus shells? Hey, where'd it go? I know there was another... Oh, no, there it is. No, that's a pufferfish. That's a dead pufferfish. Haha! Come on. Yes! That's our second one. That's the second one. Oh, it's even worse off than the other one was. Yee. But that leaves just one more. One more. One more. One more. Up, up, up. Hey, give me that Nautilus shell. If you're gonna carry it, you better expect to get... Oh, no, 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 my sword. My sword, my sword, my sword. You're gonna carry a Nautilus shell, you better expect to be liberated of it. Hey! Yo, ow. Yes! The third! The third! And it's the most well repaired of the bunch. Yes! Yes! Oh, that is awesome! We have got all 3 of the tridents. And where did we find them? Under the sea. Under the sea. Down where it's wetter. Down where it's better. 'Cause that's... La, la, la. I can't do it. I have to sing the actual song. I would have to sing the actual song. I can't parody it. Darn it! It's too hard to parody it on the go. Otherwise, believe me, I would, just for the fun of it. I did say it's one of my favorite songs of all time, didn't I? You look like you would be trouble. You had gunpowder to give. Hi-ya! So this is actually kind of good. This is actually kind of good to be running around like this right now. Because we need gunpowder. If there's creepers, there's gunpowder to be claimed. Like from that guy. Oh, he fell in a hole. I don't know if I can get gunpowder from him now. Yes, I can! I think. Yep, there it is. There's gunpowder. Man, 6 Nautilus shells, 3 tridents. That is amazing. That is amazing. I'm happy about that. I didn't actually expect to get them all in one session. I thought I was going to have to try to get the rest in the next session or something. Like, we got the one, and I was expecting... Oh, nope. You want to get more? Nope, too bad. You don't get to have more. You have to come back for more. But no, I got them all. I got all 3. I'm happy as can be. I'm happy as can be about that. Alright, we'll put that in there for now. Put that there, that there, that there. And the rest of this can go over here. I do think I'm gonna want to get mending for the tridents. That way, when I go to pick them up, after I turn this farm off once we've built it and got it going and all that, I can turn it off, I can grab the tridents, and if the tridents have mending, they will repair if I hold them. Because the whole point of the farm is going to be to make it so that we can easily repair our equipment. I am really looking forward to being able to make this farm. Oh. Got a ton of sandstone, which is a block that can't be infested. We got ingredients for the potions. We got the tridents. I've got wood for making trapdoors. There's one thing I don't know if we have. do we have any quartz that we can use for the build? Because I need to be able to make a comparator in order for it to work. Well, I guess there's no better time than now to go back to the Nether. We'll see if an allay drifted through the portal or not. If they did, they'll be right there when we come out of the portal. Most likely, anyway. And we can also find out if this will sync the portals together. Because the one that the other portal originally connected to was way over there somewhere. Now it'll have to be changed. But will it create a new portal on this side, or will it sync up with this one? I don't know. We're about to find out. I'm not looking forward to this. I'm nervous as all get out that this is going to be a failure. But I need some quartz. Oh, I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like what I'm hearing. I don't like what I'm hearing. Oh! 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 I'm hopeful. I am mildly hopeful. Except that this side, I knew this was where the portal was going to take us. But still, back in we go. Here we go. Back to the overworld. Where is it going to put us? Is it going to connect the portal? Is it going to sync up? Or is it going to make a new one? We're about to find out. It made a new one. Yeah, can't say I'm surprised. And it's really close to the old one. Where the old one was. Alright. Well, we gotta break this. Eventually I'm gonna have to learn how to sync up the portals. And try to make it so that we have a portal that leads from the Nether, where that portal was, to the portal at our desert base oasis. Still, I kind of expected that it would mess up on us like that, so I'm not too surprised. I'm just disappointed that my hopes were kind of shattered. Alright, need to find a savanna area where I can find some armadillos. That's the last piece in the puzzle, is armadillos. I just need 2 little armadillos. No more and no less. Because the thing is, if I get armadillos, then I can very easily farm the armadillos. And nice bonuses, I'll have scoots coming in from the armadillos to get wolf armor from my wolf pack. Because that's going to be a thing. I am going to build up the wolf pack of Oasis. The Guardian of the Desert should have his trusty companions to assist him. Oh man. Mangrove? I was not counting on seeing that. Oh, that's right. It's because the... Okay, never mind. Not such a big deal. I see another chunk of savanna over there. Oh, it's a shattered... Is it like a shattered savanna? That bright green savanna? area? 'Cause if it is, that's a rare biome to see. But it's not. This grass is too dull. The grass of a shattered savanna is like bright, vibrant. Honestly, quite beautiful. The grass of a basic savanna always looks a little parched to me. A little scorched and parched and not good. Let's run around and see if we can find some armadillos. Uh-oh. I have a feeling we're not going to find any. But there is one other area where we can find them. I just realized. The mesa. The mesa biome is another place where we can find them. Which is that way. Oh, there's a warm cow. 2 warm cows. Where were you when I needed you? Dumb cows. And a pig. Insult to injury, people. All I need is 2 armadillos. We find the armadillos, we take the armadillos, and then we head back, heck on home like there's no mañana. We got sheep. Got a couple of sheep. Cool. I know there's a little patch of savanna over this way. I want to check it too before I go over to the mesa. I'm pretty sure at this point that the mesa is where I'll have to go to find armadillos. Boing, 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 boing. I'll swap pickaxes back for now. More cows. The game is trying to insult and mock me. It's not fun. Alright. Drop an ender chest, bust out a bed, and... be gone! Stinking skeleton. Trying to climb up out of the caves and snipe me down. Well, I strike you down, sir. I strike you down like the pest that you are. And I bid you a less than fond farewell, you boneheaded doofus. What a dense, boring Bonehead. Thank you, Ellison. Thank you. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate the compliments. Gotta keep looking for armadillos. We have to drift over to... which way is that? Okay, so that's east. So over to the south. I'm gonna have to go past the freaking pillager outpost, aren't I? Oh no. Not the pillagers. I wouldn't want to have to go past there. But I'm gonna have to. Thankfully, I don't think I have to go past it closely. Hey, there they are! 2 armadillos. Whoops. Alright. Gotta try to remember, how do I breed these guys? I want to say these guys actually breed using spider eyes, which is not great for me because I don't have any with me. It means I'm gonna have to go spider hunting soon. Flip. I was not counting on that. Did I just have a chicken escape? I swear, I think one of my chickens might have escaped. Because I had 3. Yep, I think one somehow escaped. I love that. I love how they do that little... It's cute. It's really cute. Anyway, put away that. Put the obsidian in there. Put these in here. I am gonna have to go spider hunting because I want to breed those armadillos. I'd rather have some backup armadillos so I don't have to go run off and find them again. But I think that's something I will do on the side between sessions. For right now, that is going to do it for this session, everybody. I hope you all enjoyed the stream. If you did, please be sure to leave likes and comments. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. Check out the About page for links to other pages with more content from yours truly, as well as other ways to help support my channels. Share the channel with your friends who think they might enjoy the content too. And, of course, don't forget to turn on notifications by smacking the bell so you don't miss the next stream or video. That all being said, thank you again for watching. I am JGuard01, your guide, bard, and humble host into the worlds virtual and fantastical. And I'll see you all next time, right here on Guardian Studios. Bye!